So today we're here at the beautiful Australia Mountains. Unfortunately, we couldn't get to the South Mountain just because my camerawoman happens to live right next to the Australia Mountains. So, just trying to get out, be active, be one with nature, really. But now focusing on the big topic of my inquiry for the next 4 months will be about the South Mountain Freeway. And some of the major questions I have are, what will this mean for future generations, along with the pre-existing communities along the 202 freeway, and what environmental impacts will be established from this. Mainly kind of focusing on congestion and air quality on the I-10. And this topic matters to me because, yes, I live in the valley, so it will affect me greatly. I mean, even getting here, it'd be a lot easier than taking the 202 up to the 101 and then hop on the I-10. I could just hop on the 202 and go all the way from the East Valley to the West Valley. And I also recently got into hiking too. So when you're out hiking, you want to be one with nature, really, and you don't want to see any civilization as much. So that could have a big impact as well. And then just having the pre-existing condition of asthma, the air quality in the valley affects me every day, and the congestion which leads to the air quality will affect me as well. And especially because the University of Utah created a study, and they found in 1985 to 1995 children born with asthma more than doubled across the United States, and they linked that with air quality. So yeah, that is pretty significant to me. And then now it affects both humans and then non-human life. So some of the key stakeholders in this problem are going to be the people who live in Levine and Ahwatukee and the Native American tribes. Then some of the secondary stakeholders are going to be the environmentalists and also future generations. And then the non-human life portion is just the animals and their habitats in South Mountain and how they will be affected. And then personally, I'm affected through this problem as having a major interest in transportation planning. I am an urban planning major. I don't know what area I specifically want to go into yet, but I've always liked roads, highways, paths, anything really to do with traveling. So I already knew about the basics of this wicked problem. We talked about it in the class last semester, just about the basics, and then and also just from my own interest of reading it. And then what I want to learn more about this through my inquiry is the possible positive or negative effects to the communities and ecosystems. And then I know this is going to be based off waiting to collect data like years down the line, so I'm also interested to see what kind of predictions from academic sources provide. So my current beliefs and attitudes about the South Mountain Freeway expansion are, it was definitely the right choice. Yes, it costed a lot of money. Yes, some people lost their homes and were unhappy with it going through the mountain, but it was just necessary because when you look at the future population projections, Phoenix right now is the 4th largest growing market in the United States. So we're just going to keep adding more and more people. I believe they said every decade we'd be adding about 800,000. So that is pretty significant. And I think just learning more about this issue is just going to reinforce my perspective on it. I don't really think anything will challenge it. And then while I'm researching for this inquiry, I think the main problem or challenges I'll run into is kind of just finding those academic sources, because yes, the construction is still ongoing and it should be finished by the end of this year. So, and then also understanding some of the air quality terminology and maps, just because those will all be fairly new. And then the thing I'm looking forward to most about this is just understanding the South Mountain wicked problem as a system and as a process. And then finally, I do believe this wicked problem is relevant to sustainability because of the massive air pollution it causes from the congestion on the I-10, especially right around there on the Broadway curve. And also the materials they build to use the freeway could also be relevant to sustainability as well.